This is still basically the same water system that I've had here at the tiny house for years, except I used to have to drive to a neighbor's well to get water. And what you saw me fill up there was actually water from, it's gravity fed from a spring that sits a couple miles up the mountain above us. And many years ago, a couple family members in the area piped it down here to all of the little handful of houses, and eventually we'll have something plumbed from that spigot to a building, but everything doesn't happen at once. So through the summer I was actually able to just use a hose to run water from there down to the tiny house. Since it's now too cold for hoses to not ice up and cause problems, I'm back to doing the jug system just like I've always done, except now I haul it on a sled from just a few hundred feet away, or a few hundred yards, instead of via vehicle from another property. And I just built that little platform to set the jug on, because what I had been using for years is when I had the planters around there, I had a little block that I set up on the top of the planter. We will get planters back. None of that's done right now, and so I just used some of our little lumber scraps and built that platform where I can set the jug and let it drain. That one should be just about done, and then I just have to tip it up by hand to get the last few drops out. But that's how we're still doing water. Our little off-grid tiny house. And I generally have to fill this water tank every, see there it's sucking bubbles, every 10 days or so, more if I use the shower in there, of course. And there seems to be no good way that I've ever found with these RV water hookups to not just have water leak back no matter how you're filling them, with a hose or with anything else. They, I guess they're effective at keeping dirt out when you're traveling down the road. But if I was doing this house over from scratch, since I'm never actually trying to fill it while traveling down the road, I would absolutely get rid of that and just make an easy straight chute into the water tank, because that little wiggle that's in there just makes you waste water all over the place. I've tried all kinds of spigot snozzles to go in there, and every one of them leaks backwards while it's filling. Those big green water jugs never had anything but drinking water in them, and they work pretty well. I'm getting a little leaking around the threads, but they're all 8 years old now and have seen a lot of use over the years. And then the lens, I think, is looking a little foggy because it just went from outside in the cold to inside. Then we have water inside again, and yep, you can still hear the same little pump that runs under the counter to make that work for hot and cold water. Hot water tank and the cold water tank are both in this corner, and that's how the water system here works. Over here at Fineth, thank you so much for watching these videos and spending some of your very valuable time choosing to do that. We hope you found something that was useful, educational, helpful, maybe save someone else some time and trouble, or just something just plain beautiful. If you don't want to miss any videos, subscribe and hit the bell. And thanks for coming along on our journey as we build a new little homestead with our tiny house and everything to come.